Hey everybody, thank you for joining me here again on Let's Talk Weather. I'm meteorologist Rob Wilson here to talk about weather around the Pittsburgh area. We'll talk about some other areas as well. But hey, just wanted to look at what is going on into the weekend. If you watched my last broadcast, I talked about how it was going to be a roller coaster week of weather. Wow, was I right? We've had everything this week. We've had rain, we've had snow, we've had wind. I've heard some thunder, seen lightning. I mean, it's just been ridiculously crazy. And, well, we're going to see more of that, believe it or not, in the next week to 10 days, which we'll go over here in just a couple of minutes. But I would say the highlights coming up for the weekend. We do have some dry air coming in for the weekend. I would say that most of the weekend actually will be dry. It isn't going to be what I would call nice. It is going to be much cooler than average. There is going to be some wind. But as far as a break from the wet and white weather, sure. We're going to have that pretty much from about the time you get up on Saturday through the rest of Sunday, which I'll show you more details in a second. All right, let's get to the charts and the maps. We'll start off with infrared satellite. Let me shrink myself out of the way as I normally do. Just get myself out of the way. Here we go. Down into the corner I go. All right. Infrared satellite, got it up there for you. Look at the clouds. I mean, there is a lot of it. Now, we've had breaks in the clouds. We had some pretty good sunshine actually on Thursday. But what's weird is we also had little pockets of flurries go through. But for the most part, it was an okay day. Not as much wind as we had early in the week when it was crazy windy. But you can see we're going to be stuck and saddled with the clouds for a while. Pretty much all of Friday and probably the early part of Saturday. You can see up here to the north there is a little bit of low pressure right here on the edge of your screen. That is going to drop in cooler weather for the weekend, even the potential for a little bit of white stuff as we go through the overnight Friday into Saturday. Friday, again, is a mixed bag of all kinds of stuff of wind, rain, snow, cooling temps. We've got it all showing up in the Friday forecast. And then after that, plenty of activity out here to the west. Let me bring up my drawing tool so we can spotlight a few of the things that we have going on. Let's start off with this here. So out here to the west, you can see this big complex of clouds that is out there. But oddly enough, that's really not much of a player for us. I'm going to get that out of the way, and I'll show you why here in a second, because what's actually going to expected to happen on that is we are going to see that activity end up going down to the south of us eventually and end up turning into a low pressure center that'll move off the east coast. But for us here locally, not much of a problem for us. Over the next, say, 24, 48 hours. Really don't have much of a problem with that at all. Okay, let's move on now. I'm going to go to, let me get this out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Click there. And we're going to go to the radar. Bingo. All right. Yeah, it's not showing a whole lot. We have a little bit of the, see the blue with a little bit of green in there? That tells me that we are looking at a little bit of light rain, maybe some slush, wet snowflakes that'll fall. That's what the pink is here. You got some blue up here to the north. So really what you've got is, again, a fairly mixed bag of weather that is on the way here for the next overnight into early Friday. And then Friday, we're definitely going to see that mixed bag of weather. I'm bringing myself back up on the screen so you can see me there. So I'm going to drop this out a little bit. And up here to the north, keep your eyes up here in the Minnesota area. And then just coming down, see the clouds up here? As I've shown you before, when these things start coming down like this, you know it is cooler air. See that happening there? Yeah, that is going to be cooler air. It should be better if I do it as an arrow, then I don't have to work so hard. But there it is, cooler air coming down from the north. Watch our temperatures take a bit of a hit as we head into the weekend. Good news is, though, behind that is drier air, and that means sunshine, like I said, moving in probably midday, mid-morning on Saturday. And I'm going to zoom this out one more time. And you can show, actually, I'll just kind of slide it over. Let me get rid of that here. What you'll see is we're going to look at most of the nation with active weather out here to the west, but it's this here that eventually is going to slide down to the south like this, go over here to the east, and end up around us, doing an end run around us later on in the weekend. Let me cough real quick. Excuse me. Battling the cold still. It's back. Hasn't left me. All right. Let's push on. So what we're looking at, again, Friday of mixed weather. I can show you that as we make our way into what will end up being a very interesting Friday. All right, we're going to start this here. Friday morning, actually this is Thursday evening, 1Z, which is 8 o'clock p.m. on Thursday. We're already past it, so let's slide ahead. I'm going to get you up to current time. We'll start off and go to 12Z on Friday. All right, at 7 a.m., again, daylight saving time, subtract 5 gives you your local time in the Eastern time zone, right? Eastern daylight time. And you can see there is a little bit of white weather. Erie just can't catch a break. They are closing in on 200 inches for the winter. And yeah, Mother Nature just keeps kicking them when they're down. And you can see that going on. Let's put this into motion. And you'll see that first batch move out. And as we go into Friday evening, there we go. Yeah, 0Z Friday night or 0Z Saturday morning, depending on how you look at it. Look at that. Rain, southwestern PA. Snow up around Mercer County, up into Venango County. Clarion County as well. That means colder air. It's coming in. Yeah. Now, we're not going to probably see much of the snow here in Pittsburgh, but Mother Nature's continuing to bring in that cold air around low pressure up here to the north. I'm going to slide that into motion here, and you'll see that by the time you get up early on Saturday morning, there we go, 7 a.m., the rain, snow is generally gone. Still cold enough we could see a flurry here or there, so don't think you won't see a couple of flakes, but as far as like accumulating anything that's going to be kind of bothering you, other than the visual sight of snow, not much going on Saturday. It is going to be cold. It is going to be breezy. We'll kind of push this into motion, go through the day. Here's your high pressure coming in here. Stop there. We're going to go 7 a.m. See my high pressure here starting to move in. This entire area is clear for the most part. We're looking at mostly sunny clouds for most of Saturday, albeit cool temperatures, because around high pressure, you tend to see clouds come in from the north. All right, there's clockwise rotation around high pressure, which means your air is going to move like that around your high. So temperatures not all that great during the weekend, but it does give us a break from the clouds. So take your good, take your bad. We just can't put it all together with sunshine and warm temperatures. Again, I've talked about that. It's this spring transition thing. We just can't put it all together right now. And here's that low I talked about doing the end run around us. Let me clear this off of here, and we'll get this back into motion. As we slide ahead in time, we're going to go all the way out to early Sunday morning. Still not much happening here. Good. All right. Oops, went too far. There we go. All right. Just for fun, you want to talk long-term forecast? We're going to go about like 10 days. Yeah, why not? I got a model that does that. Okay, this is NAM, 3K NAM. Okay, that's this up here. What that tells you is it's a 3-kilometer grid, meaning each grid point's about 3 kilometers apart. So it's tightly packed, which means there's high resolution. So it's giving you very clear imagery when it translates into data. But you can only run that out so long because there's so much data that in the same amount of time, you're only going to get about 3.5 days of an animation. However, if we go over to what is called the GFS, okay, lower resolution, much longer forecast period. So you can see the data isn't quite as clean, isn't quite as detailed. That's because the resolution is lower. But you can run this out for 384 hours. So again, good and bad. The good news is we can look out well into the future. It doesn't mean it's 100% accurate because, again, the resolution is a little bit lower, but it does give you like a fairly good idea, at least some planning forecast to see what's going to happen. All right, same time, we're going to go from Sunday morning. I'm going to slide this forward. I'm going to do it by hand this time just because I want to show you a couple of highlights here. Here we are on Monday. Let's go to Monday at 7 p.m. A little bit of mixed, a little rain, a little snow, a little sleet potentially there. Again, it's kind of one of those not so great days, cloudy weather on Monday. Not terrible. It's not good. And then as we move into Tuesday, yeah, there it is, Tuesday. This would be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 18 minus 5 gives me 13, which would be 1 p.m. And you can see a little bit of wet weather here, maybe some wet flakes mixing in. But here's where the stuff really starts to change for us. Watch this. Oh, yeah. We get to the latter to middle part of the week. It's actually not too bad here in the Thursday time frame. Let me back up again. Here's Wednesday. Here's Thursday. Now, Thursday morning to midday could be a little blast, something going through here, but it's not a long-lived thing. And then Friday actually looks pretty good. When's your next big warm-up? That Wednesday, Thursday going into Friday. Watch, there's going to be a warm front that takes shape right here. All right, drawing tools again. I'm going to draw this out for you. Okay, so your cold front, oops, don't need that. Your cold front is going to be from this low. It's going to be down and around like this, okay? Your warm front will make that red, is going to come off this low and go up like this. Let me make this thicker so it's a little bit more clear. There you go. So there's your warm front. And let me go back to my cold front again. Here's your cold front. Oops, come on now. There we go. All right, so there's my cold front. Again, not a great drawing, but you get the idea. So what does that mean? Well, we're finally going to see that warm push of air come around the low, counterclockwise rotation around the low, which means the winds are now coming from the south, and that is going to be a strong push of warm air like this. This is early Saturday morning, late Friday night. Okay, so that's your extended forecast. Boom, that's it for now. I gave you kind of a look ahead through the weekend, in through next week as well. There is going to be warmer air coming toward the end of next week. The weekend, again, not terrible, not great either. Sunshine, mix of clouds, not much in the way of precipitation, a little bit of breeze, but highs really, really limited to probably the 40s. And that is going to be about as good as you're going to get here in the next couple of days. And I can show you the numbers here just in case you're wondering. There it is. Saturday high 41, Sunday high 42. It does warm up a little bit, 47, 49. And here's your better warm up toward the middle and latter part of next week, Wednesday, Thursday. But all that being said, your average for this time of year is about 59. Notice we don't hit even average until the end of next week. All right, keep it tuned here. I'll keep updating as we go through the next week. And hopefully you're enjoying these. Been doing pretty well. I wish I could get rid of this cold and I would sound better, but hey, you got to take the good with the bad. And again, write me some comments in there. Make sure you subscribe to the to my channel. That way you'll get notified each time I do an update and you'll get the latest. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see on here. Maybe you have a special event. I used to do those all the time when I was on television. Somebody had a wedding come up, so they'd write me an email, and I might do a little quick forecast for a wedding event. This weekend for my daughter, it's opening weekend for soccer. The fields are in such terrible shape. I know in the Fox Chapel area, they had to cancel practices for Friday and for Saturday, but Sunday's games are on because they're expecting the dry weather Saturday, Sunday. But it is going to be not so warm. But anyway, things like that, let me know. All right. Again, Rob Wilson here with Let's Talk Weather, and signing off for today. Thanks for joining me.